and actually make money. That's kind of the goal, right? That's what everybody wants. Well, it can be a real challenge, especially if you are new to selling online and you're new to figuring out how to sell your products online. The model has significantly changed over the last, few years. It used to be very, what I would say, buyer heavy, meaning you had someone who would kind of hold your hand along the way. Now it's become much more service oriented, like a software as a service oriented. So you have to figure it a lot out on your own. So if you're struggling to figure out how to sell online and make money, I think I might be able to help. My name is Heather, and I help home decor and furniture suppliers grow their e-commerce sales channel. That's like they learn to sell to Wayfair, Overstock, Amazon, or from their own website. So I help you learn how to grow. So as I mentioned, it used to be a little bit different. Each platform or each account used to have a team of buyers, and they would help you walk through the exact process of becoming a seller or a supplier. You would send them your information, they would accept you or turn you down. Hopefully you would get accepted. They would make sure you know how to upload the product. They would make sure you priced everything right. They would make sure you participated. All of the things that go into day-to-day account management. Well, in the last 2 years, those poor folks have been replaced by portals and not by, people. So this shift has caused significant headaches for folks who are not used to selling online. So I want to kind of give you some hints of things you should look out for and things that you want to make sure you understand before signing up and agreeing to work with a given supplier or a given retailer. First, you need to make sure you understand the rules of the platform that you want to sell on. When you're selling your products online, you have to understand that every single business has different policies, payment terms, shipping rules, pricing rules, allowance rules, and you usually can find the answer to these questions under their help section. However, sometimes that can be a little challenging for folks and they get caught up in too much of the industry jargon. So we want to keep it simple. You want to learn what are the policies? What do they require you to do? How do they work? What are their payment terms? Does that work for you? Can you ship, and meet the requirements that they have, whether that's from a lead time or, from putting the cost of shipping in your pricing, whatever it is. You want to make sure you understand, are they a wholesale price-based company or they are a retail-based company? You want to make sure that you get all of the information so that you are prepared to say, yeah, I can work with you. I can sell my products online with you. The other thing that I really want you to be mindful of is any hidden fees. There are a lot of times that marketplaces and the direct drop shippers that follow the wholesale model, they sometimes have unexpected chargebacks. I know that for one, Amazon is famous for their chargebacks. If you're using their FBA, then one of the things that they frequently do is they'll put in place charges if you don't do things like label correctly, or you don't have the boxes with the UPC codes on the outside and all of those things. So there are different ways that companies basically are making money by saying that you're making mistakes. And that's called a chargeback. That's when they say, hey, you're making us work harder because you didn't send it to us right in the first place. So make sure you understand if there are any kind of hidden fees. Another example would be perhaps a chargeback for a late order. Make sure you understand all of those things because those little fees, they eat up into your profit margin, and you want to make sure that you keep your profit margin whole. Another common way that new suppliers kind of get caught up is in damages and defects. If a product gets damaged en route, most of the big wholesale drop shippers will have an allowance program put in place so that just comes off the top and you don't have to worry about chasing around to get reimbursed from that. That's their job, but they're going to charge you an allowance that kind of offsets the cost of having someone in their organization do that for you. So You want to make sure you understand, do they have a damage and defect policy, and how does that affect you? You want to also know, like, do you have to accept returns? These are all of the things that add into your profitability. You want to make sure, are you ready to sell online, and that you understand how they do their promotions. How does their pay-per-click work? You know, you want to make sure you understand those features, because again, pay-per-click can add up really fast on a marketplace, but if you aren't using it correctly, you're losing and eating into your own profit margin. Another option, or another cautionary tale, is sometimes marketplaces really want you to use third-party software. And they say, oh, it'll make it so much easier. Again, those fees add up. Make sure you really need the software before you jump in. Okay? So if you are just learning and trying to figure out, you know, how do I sell online, and I just want to make money, you need to make sure you are wary of anything that can cost you money in this process. Finally, you want to determine if you're ready to sell online. Do you have the internal capability, either yourself or someone else on your team, to be able to use the vendor portals? Everybody has their own vendor portal. Amazon does, Overstock does, Wayfair does, Etsy does, Walmart does. They all have one that's different. And you need to understand what makes that different, and you need to make sure you know 3 key things. If nothing else, you can do these 3 key things. You can upload inventory, you can process orders, and you know how you get paid. If you know how to do those 3 key things in every single portal, you're off to a good start. The portals are also where you can get sales reports, you can review your product catalog, and you can really basically find out how your standing is with a given retailer through lead time and things like that. So it's really, really important that you understand how each vendor portal works. You also need to learn what is the key factors with a specific retailer that will make your product rise in the search pages. So for instance, do you kind of get credit for the more reviews you have? Do you get credit for participating in pay-per-click or sponsored product or a major holiday promotion? Do you get credit for having a shorter lead time? Does your damage and defect rate apply? All of those things are things that can tie into getting your products raised on a given search algorithm. So you want to understand how to manage that and measure it so that you can make sure that you're putting your company with the best foot forward. When in doubt, ask for help. This is a lot. These are a lot of things that you need to kind of keep all up in the air at the same time, right? So if you're trying to say, ooh, I really want to sell online and I want to make money, but I don't know how to put the two together. I'm not sure how to sell online and make money at the same time. So if that is you, let me just regroup for a minute here and tell you the basics of what you need to learn. You need to learn the rules of the platform. You need to watch out for hidden fees. You want to learn how the site promotes. And you want to make sure you are aware of any additional fees associated with adding third-party software. And last but not least, you want to make sure you understand how to use a retailer's vendor portal. If you can't navigate within that, then you probably shouldn't be selling there. Okay, so make sure you understand that, because all of those things go into making sure your products can rise in the search pages. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, like this video. I would love it if we could get more people to see this, because it really does help. So if you found this to be helpful, like this video. If you want more information, like trying to decide, how to sell online and make money, then I suggest you subscribe to our channel. We put out videos like this on the regular basis.